Good afternoon, everyone. This is President Chavez from Our Lady of the Lake University, and I welcome you all to Chat with Chavez. Chat with Chavez, this is the first episode of Chat with Chavez, where in these episodes, the only intention is to highlight our amazing student body and ask our students to share with them their hopes, their dreams, their aspirations, their trajectories about how they got to Our Lady of the Lake University, or OLU, and what they see for their future, for our future, and what they're most excited about. And today in Chat with Chavez, I'm so excited to have our excellent student, Jessica Corona, who's a psychology and Spanish double major with an expected graduation date in May of 2023. Jessica, good afternoon. Thank you for joining me. So, okay, my first question for you, Jessica. Tell me about yourself.
Well, my name is Jessica. I'm from El Paso. I grew up in El Paso. I was born in El Paso, but for my most childhood years, I lived in Juarez. So I was a student that would get up at 4 in the morning and get ready and go to school, cross border, right? And I lived there in El Paso, but I was, like I said, I was from Juarez. And now I'm here. I graduated from Jefferson High School, and now I'm here about to graduate with my first bachelor's degree.
All right.
Yes.
Well, congratulations to you and your family, of course.
Thank you.
So, okay, I know the border region
Yes.
very well, El Paso, Juarez. Do you consider yourself more from El Paso or Juarez? Or which one do you have a stronger connection or affinity to?
Definitely Mexico, for sure. I love Mexico. I love my culture. Every time I go to El Paso, I'm always in Juarez visiting my family because most of my family is from Juarez. And so I love Mexico, but I'm from both cities,
Yeah.
Ni de aquí ni de allá,
Yeah, right.
So, yes, Mexico for sure. So it's around this one.
And what's amazing is that El Paso, Juarez, and probably many border communities, they're two cities, but it's truly one big city, right? With the bi-directional traffic that happens every day, the economic, the educational, just the exchange between families. It's truly one big city, El Paso, Juarez, right?
Yes.
And I remember as a kid, they used to call that the Twin Cities. And sí, claro, ¿verdad? Las ciudades hermanas. And as an adolescent, as a younger adult, I remember hearing about the Twin Cities, and I thought, oh, cool, El Paso, Juarez, but they were referring to the other Twin Cities up in Minneapolis. So that would cause some confusion for me.
Yes.
So okay, Jessica, tell me what you do here on campus. And start from the year that you joined us. What year did you join us?
I joined OLU January 2020. I was a transfer student from El Paso Community College, and I decided to apply to OLU. I got here. I will say that my first semester here at OLU was during the pandemic, right? Everything was still going on. But I think that it was my toughest semester because my grandma passed away that semester. And so I was trying to adjust to a new school, a new city, being alone, really experiencing what independence was. So I was trying to get adjusted to that. But I got here, I did it on my first semester, and I continued, I got a job. I applied for a job here, and I got my job. And then now I'm in the McNair Scholars Program and the First Gen organization too.
Right. Well, and you are one of our tremendous student leaders in McNair and in the First Gen Club and some of the other initiatives that you're a part of. Tell us about those and the roles that you serve in those various positions.
Yes. So for the McNair Scholars, I'm a scholar. I conducted research during the summer, and then for the First Gen group, I'm an SGA officer as well. And then I'm part of other organizations like Pen Pal. We write letters to the sisters.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's really fun, because we get to know them more.
Yeah.
And then my job is with McNair, so I get to be behind the scenes, about the program, and then I get to help students, my peers as well,
Mm-hmm.
so they can navigate through that space.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned your research.
Yes.
With McNair.
Mm-hmm.
So the research title of your research.
Yes.
I did research on you, Jessica.
Really?
Quote, the femicide culture in Ciudad Juarez.
Yes.
3 decades of impunity against women and girls.
I actually changed the title.
To what?
Now it's Las Mujeres de Ciudad Juárez, 3 décadas de violencia.
Increíble. A ver, pues platícanos sobre tu investigación.
Okay, pues cuando empecé English.
That's fine, yeah.
When I started the program, I had to choose a topic, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to do something psychology related, but I had the liberty to choose a topic that I think I grew up listening about. I heard the stories about the women in Juarez being killed.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was little, my mom wouldn't let me watch the TV because the news were really, the information that was projected was really strong and, hurtful.
Mm-hmm.
So I chose the topic Feminicidios en Ciudad Juárez, femicides, violence against women. And I conducted a qualitative study.
Mm-hmm.
So I talked a little bit about the history, the gentrification plan of Ciudad Juárez in 2006,
Mm-hmm.
Which was basically moving, people that were in Ciudad Juárez in the downtown area, and how that, made women, more of a target for them to be, violated.
Mm-hmm.
And then I talked, about qué es el feminicidio, what is femicide, what's going on in the border right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I also got to interview one of the authors that appeared in my literature review.
Wow.
Yes, Doctora from UTEP. She's from UTEP.
Okay.
And so I interviewed her, and she gave me a little bit of insight of the work that she did, because she started the Afro activism in 1993.
Okay.
So she knows a lot about the topic.
Okay.
But I think that my topic, for me, it was a really strong but sad topic,
Mm-hmm.
and it did mean I was reading everything,
Mm-hmm.
but it was a really heavy topic to me.
Yeah.
So I had to prepare myself mentally for it.
Right.
But I was always motivated to research about it, and now I'm still looking at it. I'm trying to grow my research in the future for grad school. So
Okay.
yes.
Okay, so we'll get to the grad school and double click on that in a couple questions, which I have a lot of questions around your grad school aspirations, which I know you are actively pursuing. So what would you tell Jessica, that version of Jessica at the beginning of the research, right, versus the Jessica, and I'm not saying that the research is complete, but today's Jessica.
Yes.
Right, words of wisdom to that Jessica at the beginning to today.
Mm-hmm. Now, well, I would say that your work has a purpose, and that it's going to be tough, and it was a tough process, right? But it's going to be a tough process, but you're going to learn, and you're going to see your growth. Because I did see my growth when I started the program, and I'm still active in the program, but I can definitely see myself, the growth that I had with the program.
Okay.
Sí se puede,
Sí se puede.
Sí se puede.
Sí se puede, totalmente.
Yes.
What is your process? What is Jessica's process for conceiving, thinking about, and creating new ideas?
Okay. I like to stick with my roots, my culture,
Okay.
where I come from.
Which is Ciudad Juárez,
Yes.
El Paso.
Uh-huh.
Anything else about your roots and your culture that you really like to stick with?
With my family, for sure.
Yeah.
Staying connected with my family has helped me a lot. But not only with research, but with me navigating school and everything that I'm doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Staying connected to my family and knowing that I have the support from them has been another way of me getting to navigate these spaces, for sure.
Mm-hmm. So sticking with your roots.
Yes, sticking with my roots. I think that's also important to, for me, it's important to stick with Spanish. I think that nowadays we're losing Spanish speakers, and I wrote my work in Spanish, so I was motivated because I'm like, hey, I want to write in Spanish because I think it's good for me, and I love writing in Spanish. I express myself in Spanish really good.
Yeah.
So it was a nice thing, and I had a good director too, Dr. Quintero.
Yeah.
she allowed me to choose my topic, but also write in Spanish.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So big shout out to,
Yes.
to
Dr.
Dr.
Q.
Quintero. Yeah, totally. Dr. Quintero, I appreciate you a lot. Okay, so you said that so you wrote your research and findings in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
A question that I've gotten a few times throughout my life that I'll ask you is, do you dream in Spanish or in English? Do you think in Spanish, in English? Have you ever given this any thought?
Yes, I have. I do think in Spanish and English. If I'm speaking English, I think in Spanish.
Is that right?
Yes,
Okay.
and it's a thing, But I think it's part of our roots and our culture, and also Spanish was my first language, so that's the first language that I learned, and it's a little hard, sometimes because I want to say something in English, but I want to say it in Spanish.
Okay.
Yes, and I do dream in Spanish
Right.
sometimes.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes no me sale en inglés,
¿Cómo se dice?
entonces lo digo en español.
Yes.
Right, right.
Mhm.
And then only when I say it, right, in
Mhm.
Spanish, does it click and register and say,
Yes.
this is how you say whatever it is that I'm trying to say in English.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's hard, sometimes because you want to express yourself in English or Spanish, but it's just part of our culture.
Yeah. So another question about language: English, Spanish. Do you listen to music?
Yes.
Okay.
Spanish.
Spanish.
Just Spanish music.
Do you have? So we have an amazing campus here
Yes.
at Our Lady of the Lake University in San Antonio. Do you have, let's say, certain genres that you listen to in particular parts of campus over the other? So is it maná and rock and roll in the mall area?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it Los Panchos, Trio Los Panchos in the parlor? Or stuff like that?
Yes. Well, in my dorm, I listen to Juan Gabriel, Natalia Lafourcade, Maná as well, Los Caifanes.
Nice.
Like all of those, all those artists. But I'm always, listening to Spanish music everywhere around campus. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Because I do now. I don't necessarily have a spot on campus for a genre, but it's more the types of meetings that I'm about to enter. Like if it's with the board of trustees,
yes,
then something more mellow, like a Luis Miguel.
Oh, Luis Miguel.
Yeah. His Boleros album is a really
yes.
good one. So Boleros de Luis Miguel, or the Mexico en la piel.
Oh, I love that
favorite.
song. Right.
And the entire album is fantastic.
Yes.
The song is tremendous. The album is incredible.
Yes.
So that's kind of the board of trustees type of meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So think about that.
Yes.
I wonder, next time I see you around campus, I'm going to ask you that. So Jessica, what do you see yourself doing in 5 years and 10 years after May of 2023?
Well, I see myself being an activist. I see myself being a writer, teaching, I do want to continue my studies in Spanish and also my activism with women in Juarez. But not just in Juarez, everywhere, because feminicidios or femicide happens everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to expand my knowledge in that. Maybe a mother, I don't know. Maybe I'll be a mom. We'll see. Yeah. But definitely with my studies, I'm really focused on my studies, and when it comes to my education, I think that it's a privilege for me to be where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
But definitely continuing that and writing the truth, like my research, bringing my research. But when I was writing my research, I was really throwing everything out there, the truth, right? Yeah. Writing the things that that some people might not want to hear, and so I want to do that when I get older.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I have a question, but before I ask that, let me ask you this. Dr. Quintero leads our McNair's program. First, tell us what the McNair program is.
Well, it's an undergraduate research program for students who are first-gen students, minority students, or underrepresented students. And it serves for us to get an idea of what grad school is going to be like, and if we want to pursue a PhD.
So one of the program objectives of Olu's McNair program includes 8% of Olu McNair participants will earn a doctorate degree within 10 years upon earning their bachelor's degree. My question for you, are you going to be one of those 8%?
Yes. Yes, I will be. When I was little, I would have never thought that I was going to pursue a PhD in the future. Right now, my mentality is that I want to get a PhD. But yes, I'll be that number, that percentage of Latinas, getting a PhD.
Yeah. Te apoyo totalmente. Do it. And so, what steps are you taking now to be one of those 8%, or to increase that number?
Yes. Well, I think that one of the things that McNair taught me was to not be afraid to reach out to people. So currently, I'm reaching out to professors at other universities. I'm applying right now to get my master's. My plan is to get my master's or start my master's in the fall of 2023. So right now I'm applying to grad schools. I'm also reaching out to professors, a professor specifically that is or does research on what what I want to do, which is feminicidios. And so right now I'm reaching out to people. I'm trying to get into these spaces so that they know me and they know who I am. So if they're aware that Jessica Corona wants to apply to the program,
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to do. And one of the things that like I said, McNair taught me was to not be afraid of asking questions or reaching out to people.
Oh, you're gonna do this. I have no doubt. I have no doubt. Échale muchísimas ganas.
Sí.
So, Jessica, what would you tell a prospective student about your major, or about your majors?
Okay. What I would tell them is to, if you want to, whatever you want to study, like that's going to lead you to a lot of places, and there's going to be a lot of opportunities out there. For me, Spanish, I would have never expected myself to pursue Spanish as my second major, but my teachers here at Olu convinced me to, get my Spanish major because they saw that potential in me. So I think that everybody has potential in whatever area of study that they want to study. So I would definitely also tell them not to be afraid to get out of that shell. I think one of the things that I think about is, what would have happened if I would have stayed in El Paso and I wouldn't have been, if I wouldn't have come to Olu, Because I think that our culture, we want to be with our families in that little shell, right? And we don't want to, get out of that shell because we're afraid of, what's coming or, things that might happen and we don't even know.
Yeah.
So that's something I would say to them.
And what happens is the doctorate, right?
Yes.
What would you tell a prospective student about Our Lady of the Lake University?
I love this university so much. I would tell them to take advantage of the opportunities that are here. I would also tell them to, not be afraid of networking with other staff members and also getting involved with a lot of the organizations that are here because there's a lot of opportunities out there that, we don't even know. And once we ask and we get involved with them, then that's when we know, like the McNair Scholarship Program. Oh, I can do this. And, now I can go to grad school.
So, President Chavez sincerely, truly asks you, Jessica, what do you want to tell him? What do you want to tell President Chavez, the president of your university?
Well, I want to thank you for opening this space up, not just for me, but for other students. I think that representation matters a lot, and you're representing us, the Hispanic culture population. I do want to ask you to, keep, being involved with students. There's a lot of necessities out there, and there's a lot of students that want to have the opportunity to grow. And I think that you've given me this, this opportunity to speak to you, and you get to know me. But definitely, keep getting involved with the students. Know the culture. I mean, you already know the culture, but get more involved with the students. And you've been doing that since you got here, and so I really thank you for that.
Trato.
No, yeah, you do, and you do a great job.
And but I'm gonna ask you and your peers,
Mhm.
right, to continuously remind me
Mhm.
and ask me when when students need me to do more,
Yes.
right? So don't be shy about it,
Okay.
please. And that is a very sincere ask.
Okay.
Last question for you.
Mhm.
So let's say you had the opportunity to send one email, right? And this was the last email that the world would ever get to send, and it would come to you. You would have the opportunity, and that the only thing that the world would read in this last email that would be sent by you is the subject line. What would that subject line read?
That's a hard question. I guess I would say, we need more nicer people in this world, because this world can be a little ugly, and we've seen that. And so we need, more of us to be nicer to other people and show that compassion as human beings, because we won't be here for long. And, we have to spread peace and positivity, while we're here.
Jessica, I appreciate you tremendously.
Mhm.
Thank you for being an inspiration.
Mhm.
Thank you for all that you do for this university, for your peers. Folks, Jessica gets to nominate the next student that I'm going to interview. Not here, but the next
Yes.
person that sits down with me, or that I am so fortunate to sit down with, is going to be Jessica's appointment. Jessica, once again, thank you so much. Any last words that you would like to share with me or the world?
Just thank you for the space. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. I'm really grateful to be here with you. Thank you.
Gracias.
Gracias.